Hello, 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 welcome. You are here. I am here. This is ulaofthetea readings. I'm trying out the new mic again. I'm hoping that now I have it closer. You can hear it. Here we go. We're outside. We're enjoying the beautiful, beautiful sun today. And I want to read outside. We're just going to do it. So let's go ahead and get into here. This is an ancient art tea leaf reading, or reading of grains or coffee. Comes the wind. My goodness. This is something that people have been doing probably since the dawn of time. I like this kind of divination, one, because it speaks to me, two, because it's accessible to all people. You can divine anything, scry anything. Water, candlelight, dirt, grains, whatever it is, of birds flying around. All right, so let's begin. We have, it looks like, and I don't have my, where did I put my pen here? I want to get something that I can kind of point with. Here we go. We have three people right here. You can see one here in a seated position. Head here, kind of almost like a headpiece of some kind. We have another person who is standing here. The head would be here. This feels like a feminine archetype. And then we have another person who is crouched, head here and arm out like an offering, kind of in this almost kind of elevated position. Now down here we have a person sitting, holding something, facing this way. We have another person in a meditative posture facing this way. Okay. Now we also have a person standing up here, kind of all by their lonesome, right? Like way in the back, kind of hidden. So to me, this really, it speaks to different cycles of, well, our self-evolution, but more particularly our spiritual and even theistic or religious, or it could be something you believe in deeply, the sciences, social, movements, or whatever it might be, right? Anything can really become like a religion, can't it? So we go through different periods of our practices, don't we? And in this one up here, I almost feel like this is like a period of time where you maybe have been more social, leaning into the kindredness of those who maybe believe similar things to you, people who are maybe practicing in similar techniques. That is things like, I don't know, finding like a group of like cool people who are doing yoga and postures, and like you get involved, you're starting to go, you're kind of sinking into the energy of the community, and so you're doing this kind of communal practice together, right? uh, and that's kind of the energy that we have over here. Now, I feel like there have maybe been times where there's an energy of putting more into a situation than you get out of it. Okay. Um, I feel like there have been places in your life where you have been the one that's always kind of going out of your way to be the good friend, to be the good, child to your parent, making sure that you put your kids first, or, even pursuing friendships or positions at work where you're slowly giving more and more of yourself, of your time, of your effort, and maybe not seeing much of a return on that. Now, of course, I am not saying that we need to go tit for tat in our relationships. I don't necessarily think that it's the best idea to be keeping score, but listen, you know when you're putting in more than somebody else. You know when you're trying to fill a cup and they just keep taking and taking and taking. Okay? So I almost kind of feel like this is, the wind is coming up here a bit. I almost kind of feel like this is almost like an energy that led down to this, maybe becoming very now I don't want to say it's like fundamental, but like getting to the fundamentals of the practice, locked in, right? Finding people who are very serious about what they're doing. They're not just there to hang out, they're not just there to socialize. These are people that are travelers, and we know travelers when we meet travelers, right? Out in the wild, man, you meet somebody, you know that they're on that they're on that thing. They have it. They have that I don't know. You just know the way that they speak, their eyes, their energy, um, their fluidness in life. And I feel like, sometimes, right, we get involved in these different efforts in our lives. We join different groups, or we take on maybe a system of learning or practice, or whatever. We join a congregation or whatever it might be, and we start to see, like, yeah, like I dig what this is about, but I'm seeing that maybe this, the outer circle, which, by the way, nothing wrong with being part of the uninitiated, but you start to realize, like, man, I'm here to do work. I'm here to uh you know devote myself to something. I want to get serious about this. I want to have deep conversations. I want to, get into the text, the lessons, whatever it is. And I don't want to spend my time, you know, um, doing all of the pomp and circumstance that is kind of decorated towards the outside of the temple, because it keeps the common people, or the profane, um, in attention or busy, right? And so you begin to see who are the philosophic practitioners, really? Who are the travelers, really? Not for looks, not for aesthetic, but who's really about that life. And we get into a place where maybe those are the only people we're really talking to. Maybe those are the few and far between that, we allow ourselves to indulge. And so I feel like this is another place. You come into a community still, but this is a community of people who are really on that deeper level with you. Now, again, cannot emphasize, and I need to do this because, listen, we all get on that BS. We all get on that BS when we start, grading up. We start getting, deeper and deeper. We start seeing them things. You know what I mean? The universe is really vibing with you, and you're really vibing with it. And we might get a little full of ourselves. You would think, oh yeah, the profane, the uninitiated, they don't see, they're asleep, they're the, sheep or whatever. Babe, 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 babe. Come on now. Come on now. This is me you're talking to. They serve their purpose just like we serve our purpose. They're about half a blink on the same path as we are. You know what I mean? Like, it's not there, it's all the same. Everything is everything is everything. Okay? So it's not better or worse. There's no um, true hierarchy to it, or there's no, I don't know. I just really want to emphasize that there is never the idea, oops, and I just think I am rubbing on that. There's never the idea that there's one path, one way, one truth, any of that. I don't believe that at all. I will never. And so, if we are initiated or if we are not, if we are initiated by others or by ourselves, or, the dirt underneath our feet, the sky above our heads, the wind that whispers while we sleep at night, it does not matter. Everything is everything is everything is everything. And if you know, you know. Now, we move through that now, where are we? Right? I always love the memes where it's like the somebody coming into their practice and they have like all the little, trinkets and the this and the that, and there's the aesthetic, and they got the cute clothes, and all the little accoutrements and things, and that's awesome. Like, if you have it like that, do it up, you know what I mean? But then the seasoned practitioner, it's like a cup of coffee and a hand rolled I don't know what I'm allowed to call it on here. Square is what I call it. And uh, and that's about it, because you've seen some things. You know what I mean? Like, you've been through some stuff, And here we have, again, the hermit, right? The hermit. We have the ascended one. We have the one that, you come into a place where it's like, yeah, it's fun to, like, work with other people. It's fun to share and tell each other our stories, but we're travelers. It is in our nature to travel alone, and that's where the real deep work is done. Now, of course, the work is done everywhere, but only in those moments where we can really truly begin to contemplate, we turn the eye inwards, right? And we take the lessons from our waking life, our daily ordeals, and we work them out in the theater of our self, right? The world theater, the um, theater of the imagination, the imaginarium, whatever you want to call it. Um, so here you are, my love, and so this might not be the easiest time in your life, honestly. It feels a little bit like heartbreak. I think that you have looked for your people. You have thought, maybe you're like myself. I am a romantic. I am a, utopic thinker. I like to feel good. I like to do my thing. I like to, you know what I mean? Like, I'm looking for something that feels like home in its totality. And trying to find that in different living situations that are aligned with religion, or belief, or low key, like CULTS kind of stuff, right? Um, but I don't know, for myself, I have always felt very allergic to trying to live in somebody else's pretty little dollhouse, if you feel me. You know what I mean? And for some people, I think it works, right? It's all set up. It's like the same kind of like life. If you could go live in like a planned neighborhood, like HOA type of what do they call them, like track housing, or like suburbs, like the suburbs, right? Like the every other house is like the same few models, and they tell you how you can have your grass and what kind of plants and all that. And listen, to me, I cannot imagine. I don't, but at the same time, I get it. Like, everything is decided. You follow the rules. You don't have to think too deeply about it. You just do the thing and it's done, right? And you don't have to worry about, like, too much variety, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. But just come with me on this one here, right? But here's the deal. Like, there are people that definitely, like, they're looking for a system, they're looking for a place to step into. This is why I always wanted to be like a nun or something, right? I wish I could live in a cloistered lifestyle like that, with a community of people doing the same work or similar work or whatever. Um, but like, it just never has worked out for me. Never ever made sense to me, not in a real and functional way. In my mind, yes, 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 love it. Let's do it. Let's try it. Never has it worked out. Um, just because I'm a gremlin, babe. You throw me in the forest, and that's my peoples right there. Um, but I feel like for you, you're going through this similar heartbreak, right? Like, every once in a while, us little solitary people, practitioners, we get that little thing in our mind. We're like, yeah, well, maybe this time, right? Maybe this time it's gonna be the right time. Maybe this is gonna be the right group this time. Maybe this is the right, magical partner, right? Relationship. Maybe this is the right, little block of land to live on, or job to have, or whatever, man. We always have this tendency, all of us, right? We have a little bit of that amnesia, but also that just foolish hopefulness. And that's what keeps us going, right? So at this moment, I feel like, yeah, you might be saying, Lenore, listen, I've tried, I keep striking out, I try to get deeper with people, that it just doesn't happen, or I get to that deeper place and I start to realize that, like, it's performative for all of these other, or most of these other people, and you start to feel more alone because, you're looking for connection and meaning in a place where it's like, okay, this is an established place of connection and meaning, so it's gotta happen here. And it just can't be forced in that way. That's the truth about magic, about uh, the divine, about life, and the beauty of life is that you can set it up all day long, but it has to have that thing. There's just that thing. You know that thing, I know that thing. So, when we go into this solitary kind of place and we know, right? It's time for me to go hermit mode. I got to, like, refocus. I just find myself in this circumstance, right, where I'm doing things alone most of the time. I'm out here trying to figure it out. I'm, maybe reorganizing my life because things have changed. Maybe you're out of a relationship. Maybe your kids have gotten older. Now you're, empty nester, whatever it might be. This is a freedom that hurts deeply. It can hurt deeply. It can hurt deeply. It can feel like a failure over and over and over again. My best advice, honestly, when we get into these places, we have to decentralize um, serving other people for a while. Sometimes we really have to serve ourselves as if we would, like, our best friend going through it. You know what I mean? So really lean into the beauty of being alone, of really taking care of yourself. And I don't mean in the, like, scrub your face and put the special sauces on and, do up your nails. Although, do that stuff too if that's what you like to do. But I'm talking about choosing yourself first. I don't care what that feels like, even if it feels super selfish, if it feels rude, if it feels like, say no, man. Say no to as much as you can right now. No, I don't want to go out and do that. No, I do not have time to be helping you. I don't care if you just are going to go and sit on the couch all night. You know what I mean? Like, saying no. Practice saying no. Practice saying, I can't do that. I'm sorry. Or not even, I'm sorry. Just can't do it, bro. Whatever. Um, but it is. Right now, you are going to elevate yourself. You are going to venerate yourself. And I don't mean in some kind of weird, You make yourself the what is it called, cult of personality or whatever. Um, no, that's not what but you are going to put yourself first, dude. You're going to do it. You're going to do it over and over and over again until it starts to feel normal. Because that's where you're at. You're in that hermit mode right now. And that's where you're going to get your power. I really honestly think that this is where you're going to find like some of your big, like, I can do that kind of moments, right? When people are not watching you, don't we always do better? And the moment somebody starts watching us, we start getting all fumbly and doing this the wrong way and forgetting that and all, you know how it goes. All right, so we have the number 878 right here, 878. I'm going to keep turning this real quick before it dries all the way out. We have a face, and it looks like it's kind of in a mushroom. We have the face here. Here's the eye. Here, let me see. Kind of a nose, eye, side of face, maybe like a beard. Okay. We have, it looks like the mushroom right here. So I'm going to say that this is almost kind of it's like an offering. We have a rain cloud, or not a rain cloud. What am I? We we have rain clouds above me right now. I'm watching. I'm watching you. Don't rain on me, please, for a few minutes. We have an umbrella, okay, and then we have a fox down here. Here are the eyes. Here's the face. It comes out to the little nose here. Here are the ears. You can see even like the kind of the folds in there. We have the number 82 right here as well. So I almost kind of feel like you have somebody who has been offering you assistance, kind of almost like I'm going to come in and swoop in and save you from your life type of energy. And the fox is that I feel like this is like a big talker. We got a big talker. We have little follow through. Okay, this is somebody who feels not necessarily predatory, but definitely wily. Definitely a trickster. Keep your eye on this person. I think you already know who they are. I'm not saying they have a beard, but they might. Okay, I almost imagine kind of a like a quiet, reserved kind of person, a watcher. We do have a watcher, but not so much in like a creepy, like stalkery kind of way, but like more like peeping game. Like maybe has served in like the military, or like law enforcement or security or something, like where they are aware of their surroundings, not necessarily in like a hyper vigilance kind of way, but just like, they're on it. They're watching what's going on. These are my folks. Like, there's always people in my life, because I am, obviously, like, we attract like people. But I never sit with my back to the door unless I'm with somebody I really trust. But even then, I don't like to. I like to be in a corner, far corner, so I can see, and near an exit if possible. And I always have people in my life that's like, oh, you were going to sit there? Yeah, because they feel the same way. We're all clustered up on one side of the table in the corner. But, there are just people like that, that just be watching. And I think that's kind of how you can also identify this person, is that they are known for being kind of a protector. Okay, so we have like a little angel holding a candle. I think we have the number 7 that keeps repeating. So I feel like we have somebody who you are remembering. I think this is somebody who has probably transcended their physical form. They were on the younger side. I think this happened years ago. I do feel like there is an anniversary of some kind coming up, and I feel like you are really feeling them lately, and they're definitely around. Um, it feels gosh, I feel like it's their laugh that like I think you remember. Like the something about like laughing with them a lot. I almost wonder if this is like one of your childhood friends. Um, but they do. They come around. This is one of your protectors. They've been with you all these years, and I feel like this is the time of year where you really it gets intense with them. And it's not the first time. Definitely not. Okay. All right, you guys. I think that's going to be it today. Thank you so much for being here with me. It's always such a pleasure. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. Other than that, we'll talk soon. All right. Bye.